I told my friend that I have brought Lagos traffic to Melbourne. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uche. So today I'm going to be comparing living in regional area versus living in the city. So when I say city, I mean Melbourne or Brisbane, Sydney and the likes. They are called metropolitan or city. But I'm going to be talking about Melbourne because this is where I reside. I don't know about other cities. For those of you that will be seeing my channel for the first time and be wondering why I'm comparing regional area when I live in Melbourne. I have been living in regional Queensland for a while and I just moved to Melbourne with my family. So I decided to give this comparison because a lot of people have asked me, what is life like living in a regional area and here in the city? So it will help them to know what they are going to do when they arrive here. And another thing I want to say is that my comparison is based on my personal opinion and experience. It's based on me living in two places and what I notice. So what I'm sharing is just for a guide for anybody that want to know. All right. So this comparison would be for rent, cost of living, schools for kids, and life in general. So if this is the kind of content you want to watch, kindly watch till the end. So number one I'm going to talk about is rental. Renting in regional area is quite cheaper and easier than renting in metropolitan. When we were in regional Queensland, to rent a 3-bedroom apartment will cost you like 350 to 370 Australian dollars per week. Yes, you heard me right, per week, because Australia pays salaries weekly or fortnightly depending on the kind of job you do, but mostly fortnightly. We don't do monthly. Melbourne here, to get the same 3-bedroom, I'm not saying that is one tushed. When I say tushed, high tech place, just regular suburb, you would see a 3-bedroom apartment from 400 and above in Melbourne. It's quite hard to rent a house in Australia right now, although the government are trying to tackle it. When you're going to rent a house in Australia, you see over 20 people coming to inspect the same house that you are coming for. When you want to rent a house here, there are a lot of things that they would ask from you, like your rental history, which you're supposed to get from your real estate, your work history, your pay slip. And for us coming to a new city without having any pay slip, it was kind of hard. End of the day, we got something. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're coming to Australia, be sure to know that it might be hard for you, so you have other alternatives like Airbnb or shared apartment till you're able to get accommodation. And you might be wondering, so how will I be searching for accommodation from overseas? There are two most common websites where people search for accommodation, which is realestate.com.au and domin.com.au. I'm going to be leaving them in my description box so you can search for accommodation there too. I also have a friend that used a Facebook Marketplace to get their accommodation when they arrived in Australia. That is for private rentals. So you can also check Facebook Marketplace if you want to get accommodation fast, or Gumtree as well. There you can see private landlords that are willing to give out their house without so much protocol. If not, you're going to show that you have been living here. We even offered to pay additional fee, like additional months, just to get this accommodation, but still they didn't give us till we met this real estate that was willing to assist with others. So if you're a student and you're looking for how to get accommodation, please use flatmates.com.au. The uni where you're going to study, join their Facebook page. You might see some people that are willing to share accommodation with you. So that is it with accommodation. The next one I'm going to talk about is cost of living. To me, cost of living in the regional area is quite cheaper than living in the city, although the city have varieties of food than the regional area. So what am I saying? In the regional area, you can get some things a bit cheap. For example, when we came here, egg in the regional area was like $3.70 in Coles. Here you would see it for like $4.90, $5. So yes, it's like $1, $2 difference, but for someone that just came in new, it's quite a lot of money. And another thing when I talk about varieties of food is that stores in the metropolitan, that's in the city, have a lot of varieties of food that you can see, unlike in the regional area. Like Coles in the city sells fresh okra and some other food like black-eyed beans, basmati rice, and some other things that you even go to Asian shop to buy. Coles have it. Unlike in the regional area, you will not see fresh okra from Coles or even black-eyed beans. For fruits and veggies, there's a lot of places you can get it in the regional area. And here in city, they have what they call Market Fresh. Is an Asian shop where you can also see fruits and veggies to buy. I've only seen one farmer's market here, although it's not as huge as the one in the regional area. For me, cost of living in the regional area is quite cheaper than in the city. Next one I'm going to talk about is education for kids. For us, when we moved to Australia newly, it was quite easy for us to register our kids in school. If you're going to go to government school, then you don't have issues at all with this, because whether you're in the regional area or you're in the city, the same thing applies, okay? And be careful when you're registering your kids to school. Here, each state have the years that your child would be for you to register the child. For example, my son is 14 years and he's going to be in year 9. He's already in year 9. When we came into Melbourne, they checked his age and said if he was either a day older or a day after his birthday, one of the two, he would have repeated class, because it would be that he is not old enough to go to year 9. While in Queensland, he will comfortably be in year 9 with his friends. And so whichever state you're going to go to, make sure you check the years that they take kids in school, okay? And for people that want to go to like Christian school, private school, kindly do your admission on time, especially when you're coming to the city, because if you come in when the school have closed or they are in holiday, they will tell you that they don't have space again. Unlike when you're in the regional area, anytime you come in, of course they would accommodate you. This happened to us as well, because we wanted our kids to go to a Christian school. We came in when they were in holiday, that's their long holiday, to resume the new class, and we went to all the schools around our area. All the schools we went for told us that they don't have space anymore, and there's nothing we can do. The only thing we can do is to apply and see if anybody can opt out. Then they can interview our kids and give them that position. If not, there is nothing else they can do for us. Unlike when my son was going to high school, we just looked for the school in the regional area and apply, and they gave him admission, and that's it. So if you're going to the regional area, it is easier to get admission whether you're going to private school or not, like I mentioned. Yes, because there is a lot of people in the city, so when you apply, a lot of kids too apply to the same school. So if you did not do that on time, you will not be able to be enrolled in that school. But if you're going to a government school, all government school would definitely take you, as long as it's in the catchment area of where you are living. What I mean by that is that the area where you live, the suburb where you live, there will always be a primary school or secondary school there. Even if you come in between the term and you live in that suburb, they will definitely take you. They have that obligation to enroll you in school. So that is it with kids, and there is a lot of activities for kids here, unlike the regional area that you have one or two activities to do. But here there is a lot of activities: sports, karate, dance, gymnastic, chess, all those kind of things. You would see it here in the city. So for that one, I'll give a thumbs up, because there's a lot of things to keep your child busy in the city than in the regional area. So let us talk about job. To me, depending on the kind of job you're looking for, if you're looking for an office job, there is every high chances that you get it here in the city than in the regional area. But if you're into health and some other blue collar job, you're going to get it faster in the regional area than in the city. Not that there is no job in the city, there's a lot of jobs, but when there are jobs, there is also a lot of people going for the same job. And when you're applying for job too in the city, there are a lot of people applying for that job as well. While in the regional area, yes, there are people applying for the job, but it's not as much as in the city. Let us talk about driving to your workplace. When I was living in the regional area, I can wake up 5:30, shower, still get to work at 6 o'clock. But here I have to even leave 1 hour plus, or sometimes 1 hour before the shift, and sometimes I get there at adult. Traffic here is quite high. I told one of my friends that I brought Lagos traffic to Melbourne. So this is the first time I'm seeing that kind of huge traffic in the abroad, if you know what I mean. When you live in the regional area, 30 minutes where I live, you can go around. So traffic is much in the city than in the regional area. So bear it in mind that this would affect your work-life balance, especially for someone that wants to have a quiet life, raise their kids. If you're in the city and both of you are working, one of you might reduce the hours they work so they can put an eye on the kids. One of the things here is the traffic. So if you can manage the traffic and manage the way you work, you can see a lot of work from home jobs in the city that you can do from the comfort of your home. Work-life balance, I can give regional area more points than the city, because regional area you can actually come home to have lunch and still go back to your work. But here, you won't be able to do that. Most people park their car in the train station and use train to go because of traffic and to also avoid traffic. Although there's a lot of sightseeing in the city, there's a lot of activities, there's a lot of things to do. But when it comes to that traffic, it is too much. Hey, there is a lot of things, a lot of fun here in the city than in the regional area. That is all I have to talk about comparing regional area and the city. So if you're planning to come to Australia, this is just a guide. Like I mentioned, it's my personal opinion. It can differ from yours. You can come in here and get a job fast, or you can come in here and don't even see the traffic as anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of my comparison between regional area and living in the city. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for, guys? Kindly support me and click on the notification bell, so anytime I post any new video, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in my next